Quick question for you. How did you remember last year's game up at the up at Penn State?
Right. So it was a great experience for us, especially for me. That was my first time ever going somewhere like that, especially Pennsylvania. Different environment. It was a great environment. Obviously, Penn State believes they have one of the best environments in college football, but obviously we have the best here in Auburn. So it was a great game, great opportunity to be somewhere different than the South. Play a game like that, so I think it was a great experience for us. And obviously we fell short. We lost by 8 points, and it was things here and there that helped us lose that game. And obviously they come to town this weekend. We're looking forward to it.
Just as a follow-up, so what should they expect coming down here?
Oh man, something they've never seen before. Is all I can say. I really don't know because I know they play in the Big Ten and it's a lot of different experiences there also. But I know there's no place like Jordan Hare. So I know the fans are going to be there, the students are going to be there. It's going to be a packed out game. It's going to be electric, and it's an orange out. So I know our orange out will be better than their white out.
Nathan?
Derek, Shank was just in here talking about how last season that loss kind of stuck with you all. He felt like if you had won that game, maybe could have gathered a little bit of confidence. Do you feel that same way about where this game is positioned for y'all early in the season, where if you can get that win, it'll be a nice confidence boost moving forward?
Oh yeah, for sure. We have Mercer, San Jose State, two really good teams. Obviously last week we had to fight that one out. We had to play a full 4-quarter game, and some weeks is like that. We know this week it's competition's only gonna get harder from here on out. So we have to be consistent with that approach and take it 1 week at a time. And I think the guys are ready, we're prepared, we're fired up. But yes, I believe we win this game, it will be a big confidence boost for us. Obviously heading into the second half of the season and rolling into SEC play.
Justin?
Derek, what stands out to you about Penn State's offense? Any differences from last year, and also just the offensive line? I heard Shanker talk about Owen talk about how good they looked on film.
Right. So I just started watching them last night. I sent a group of texts out to my EDGE guys about starting film early, and I sent them a couple of texts about what I saw. And I'm not going to go into detail about that, but I think they're a really good team. Sean Clifford looks a lot better than people assume. Just watching his mechanics and watching the game last year and the way he's played this year, he's definitely grown as a quarterback. So we have to be aware of that. The O-line is really good. Obviously going to be our first test with big guys up front. Last couple of weeks there really wasn't much size, and we have to be diligent in our pad level, our technique, our hands, our placement, and everything we do this week because those guys are really good. They're big, they're fast, they're physical. So I think Penn State looks good on offense, and then that running back himself, he's not very tall. I mean, he's 6 foot, but he does weigh 220, 230 pounds. So he's more of a bowling ball type guy. He can move, he can cut, he can do it all. So we have to be ready to be prepared for him also.
Philip?
Derek, with a new position coach and a new coordinator, how much adjustment period is there been for you this season?
Oh, none. Obviously, Burt Watson left to go to Denver Broncos, and he called me when he made that decision. And after that, I got a call from Harsin talking about the next step, and he was going to keep me up to date on, where he decides to go with it. And a few days later, I received a call, him asking me about Coach Rock. And obviously, Coach Rock was in that room with us last year when Coach Watson was the head man in that room, and he was there. He did a lot of work for us. He helped us out with a lot of tips and keys on the people that we played all year long. And I was head over heels, man. I mean, Rock's my guy. I don't know if y'all noticed at practice or anything like that, but we have a serious relationship. I mean, we talk crap, but I mean, he loves the death out of me, and I love him, man. Rock's a great guy. He's a great coach. He's been around the game a long time, so there hasn't really been much adjustment there because I've known him, and obviously I've known Coach Smet, and also he plays. I mean, he was a linebacker coach, and now he's our DC, so there wasn't much change in the defense as a whole. So I think we're moving along good.
Jason?
There, we've seen teams short game, quick game. Penn State did a lot of that last year with Clifford too.
Right.
As a defense, how do you take the step in getting better at defending those kind of things?
Right. First 2 weeks we did see a lot of quick game, and obviously for the reasons because of the matchup up front, they didn't feel like they could block us, and so they threw the ball a lot. Obviously for the defensive front it gets frustrating because you consistently rush, and you have to just continue to do your job and be consistent in what you do every single day. Because teams are going to do that now. We have me, Leota, Marcus, Kobe, then you have Jason, Jeffrey Imba. I mean, we have a whole group of guys that can really get after the passer. So we're aware of that. We're expected of that. And I think we just have to be consistent and Coach E and Coach Smith take care of the back end. I can't speak on much on how they cover that, but I know as far as the front, we just have to be consistent and not get frustrated when they do throw quick routes.
Brian Matthews.
Yes, Derek. Clifford completed 28 of 32 passes last year. How frustrating was that for you guys up front? And then how important is it this year to try to make him feel comfortable and get some pressure on him?
Right. So obviously he was at home, so he's a lot more comfortable. Coming here to Jordan Hare, I hope we can make him feel uncomfortable. I hope this environment is something that he hasn't been used to before. But up front, we do have to get home, and that's huge for us because we know those guys in the back end can cover our day. So when we do have those opportunities to get home and get sacks or get a pressure or a knockdown, we have to be very diligent in that work, and I think we will be. I mean, like I said, last year was a hard pill to swallow for us because we knew we could have won that game, and we made mistakes along the way to help us lose that game. So I think guys are ready, and we're fired up and ready to get after it.
Stoltz.
Yeah, I asked Owen about the possibility of wearing orange jerseys for the orange out. Is that something you would advocate as a captain, or is it something you would like to see?
I would. Obviously, it's been a while, like 1970 or something like that since they last wore the orange jersey. So we've talked about it a lot, but obviously Auburn is very traditional, and we can't compete with that. But that's definitely something that I would like to see. Just a little bit of change up, a little bit of raspiness and things like that. But I know we will have the orange face masks and other things like that, other orange accessories. So we can't complain, man. We're just ready to line up and play ball.
Mark.
Thinking back to last year's game, is there any one thing that really stands out to you most about that game?
I think we didn't play bad, but we weren't consistent enough. We didn't execute enough. We had mistakes along the way that, like I said, that helped us lose that game. And some of them were evident and some of them weren't. So I think we have to be, very precise in our approach this week and the way we prepare for this team, because obviously they're going to come in here and win the game as expected. I mean, every game you play, both teams want to win, so we have to be very precise in our approach this week and make sure we do everything right to be able to have a chance to win this game.
Is it fun to get to play in a game like that? It looked like it was pretty intense.
Oh yeah, it's fun. Especially going there, man, and it's just, you just see nothing but white, and just all around you, and you're just loud and screaming. So I'm ready for Auburn fans to, to jump back on that on this orange out game and be ready to prepare, to have it just as loud or even louder than it was there.
3 more. Justin.
What has Marcus given you in the edge room coming in? He had that really nice tackle in the red zone on Saturday. What has he kind of meant for y'all in that position group?
Right. So Marcus Bragg coming in, he's been a really good player for us. He had to lose some weight, and that was a personal goal for him and for him to be able to help this defense. I'm sorry, but he's been really good for us. He comes to work every day. He works really hard. He's a good football player. Obviously, there's things that everybody have to grow in, and he has a place that he needs to grow, and he attacks that every single day. And Coach Rod does nothing but help him get better every single day. So he's been helpful for us. Obviously, been out there making plays. So we're definitely going to meet him this weekend.
Tobias.
What are some things that the defensive line as well as linebackers do to help the secondary?
Oh man. So we always say, me, Simp, every time we're like, hey, Russian coach work together. You know that, right? So that's a big thing for me and him. We say that every day, all day, even in practice. Russian covers work together. So, he's expecting us to be able to rush the pass, and we're expecting him to be able to cover long enough for us to get there. So I think that's the biggest thing that correlates them covering and us being able to affect them so they don't have to cover all day.
Derek, you mentioned the jerseys and all that. What was it like last year when you guys found out you were going to wear those white face masks at Penn State?
Right, it was crazy because that was the first thing that we've done, I think, since the Outback Bowl in 2019 for Coach Da, and where we had the great gloves and great face masks. So it was huge for us to be able to have something a little different, switch up a little swag a little bit. But for them to come here and we're wearing orange out and we have orange face masks and orange accessories, it's gonna be pretty fun. I'm just stoked. I'm excited for this opportunity. I'm excited to be here with this team, man. I'm just ready to play.
All right. Thanks,